Welcome back, everyone, and thanks for joining us on another episode of Next Level Refs. My name's Strebre Delovski, and today joining me is co-host Peter Green. Welcome, Greenie.
Evening, mate.
Today we're going to analyse a clip we put up probably about 5 days ago. I think it's received an amazing response. We've had close to 30,000 views on this thing, so it's created a few talking points there. And it's really good engagement from the viewers. So let's get straight into it, and let's analyse a couple of aspects of this clip.
Yeah, so let's start right at the very beginning. And whilst this footage is by no means clear at all for us to see what's gone on beforehand, there's a couple of telltale signs in the way the play is developing. So the players are all obviously looking to move forward. The yellow team's looking to get on to, potentially it's a counter attack. So the referee could have been in a good position from the way plays developed. But I think it's important to highlight here that, when we've got players playing forward, and we'll see in a minute where the ball goes, that it's important that the referee is aware of what's about to happen and where play is likely to go so that they can make that adjustment.
And on that point, Greenie, as you quite rightfully said, where is play going? We've mentioned in the previous episode about that where we go concept, and here there's obviously a quick breakaway, and there's going to be a long ball, and you've got to look out for that target players. So the referee really needs to get on their bike and really show that sprint in this type of situation.
Yeah, absolutely, mate. And we can see when we roll it through. So now we've got a quick break, and now we're in a position here where we've got a potential one-on-one with the goalkeeper. So we're assuming that the offside was all good. The assistant referee's given that the all clear. But now we've got a situation where both the referee and the assistant referee need to be switched on. We've got a potential one-on-one situation with the goalkeeper. So there's a likelihood that it could be a foul. It's inside the penalty area. There's a potential penalty coming up. So let's have a look through now. So as you can see, the goalkeeper's come out. It has made a genuine attempt to play the ball, I think, from the footage. The attack is just too good. He's just got around the goalkeeper, but the goalkeeper, in trying to make that play for the ball, has fouled the attacker. It's inside the penalty area, so we've got a penalty kick. And in our view, it's going to be a yellow card for Dogso, given that goalkeeper has made a genuine attempt to play the ball.
I think that's the key here, Greenie. A lot of people might say, well, why isn't it a red card for Dogso? But the laws clearly state when there is a genuine attempt to play the ball, and here the keeper has, by sticking a leg out, try to tackle the opponent. Unfortunately, the attacker is too good, and he's tripped him. So I think the key point there is a genuine attempt to play the ball, and in this situation is definitely a genuine attempt to play the ball. So yellow card.
Yeah, good point, mate. So we move on. The referee's obviously spotted that contact. They've awarded the penalty kick. We're now set up for a penalty kick, and we'll see what happens from here. So keeper fumbles, and now we've got a challenge on the goalkeeper. So now the referee has to be aware, anything can happen from a penalty kick, as we've probably all seen before. So, the attacker's taken the shot, keeper saved it, keeper fumbled it on the line, but I think we can see from this still shot, the keeper has then retained possession of the ball. And the attacker does take a risk in the way they've challenged. So you can see that there's a straight leg, studs showing towards the ball and towards the keeper. They're lunging from the front. So the attacker's really taking a risk here in the way they're challenging for the ball. And unless they really only get the ball, there's really then not much option for the referee in making a decision.
Yeah, Greenie. And look, before we go into it, we think it's pretty clear here in this situation that this is a serious foul play scenario. Before we discuss it even further, I think it's important just to read the extract from the laws of the game, and this is where understanding the laws of the game is critical. But it states any player who lunges at an opponent in challenging for the ball from the front, from the side, or from behind using one or both legs with excessive force or endangers the safety of an opponent is guilty of serious foul play. So tick, tick, tick. It ticks all the boxes in this situation for serious foul play as per the laws of the game. As you quite rightfully pointed out, Greeny, straight leg with speed from the front, stud showing. I don't think there is any debate on this one.
Yeah, and I think you can see he clearly makes contact with the keeper, who's in possession of the ball. And yeah, as you said, it was at speed. So yeah, rightly so, ticks all the boxes. And for that serious foul play. So if we just let it go on a little bit, then we've got another scenario. So before the referee can even get that red card out to make that decision, now we've got another situation we have to deal with as a referee. And we've got white number 7, who's decided to take matters into his own hands and come across and push the yellow player onto the ground, whilst not with a huge amount of force. The yellow player looks to make a little bit of it, but referee's in a great position. Really appears as though the referee's anticipated well that something may be about to happen. And you can see there that the player gets pushed over to the ground. Now, this is a really good still shot, I think, because what it shows is now we've got 6 white players who are now about to stand over the top of this yellow player. And I think we know, and Streb, you would have seen this plenty of times, I'm sure, throughout your career, is that when you've got 6 players from an opposition team standing over a player who's on the ground, that's just recipe for disaster. So,
Absolutely.
I think, yeah, the referee's done really well to get into that position, trying to prevent it, using strong body language, hitting the whistle really hard a number of times. And really trying to get those players away from that yellow player on the ground.
Yeah, and Greeny, you're 100% spot on. In my opinion, the referee's done an amazing job here to get in quick and try to deal with this situation. But you're right, a recipe for disaster. There's always going to be opponents running in these types of situations. You can see there number 11 yellow as the first player in from the yellow team. So it's really important to take note of these types of situations. That's the referee where possible, and also the assistant referee and 4th official, because once everything is calm, that gives an opportunity for the team and referee and the assistants to come together and have a chat about it. And it's really important to take that photo of who those numbers are. We must ensure that they don't go away unpunished in these types of situations.
Yeah, spot on, mate. So it's a little bit unclear from this particular clip whether the referee actually went back and took any action against that white number 7 and yellow number 11. But I think certainly they both warranted a caution for what happened afterwards. And we talk about cautioning both, and whilst it might seem harsh that you'd give one to number 11 in particular for coming in, trying to protect his player. I think it's important that, in this type of scenario that the outcome is a balanced outcome. And we see, it's not lopsided. So it's not just the white team, copping the caution rather than both teams. So just the balanced outcome. And then when we move on, so the referee now is handling that original red card decision, that serious foul play decision from the penalty kick. And what we really like about, the referee and the team here is that they've obviously had a discussion about it. They've come to agreement on it. And then the referee has done really well here. And I love the way he's explaining his decision to the player before he shows him the red card, which can very often just diffuse any, future situation. The player's, in this scenario in particular, hasn't dissented very much on the decision. He's accepted it. So I think, well done to the referee there in the way he's handled that red card.
I think Greeny, whilst the footage doesn't show what happens post the red card, I think it's important that you deal with the red card first. Remove that player from the field for that serious foul play incident, and then deal with the melee secondly. So in that type of situation, you would call out number 7 and number 11. Number 7 from the white team, number 11 from the yellow team. Isolate them, show them both the yellow card. It's done and dusted. Referee's done a great job here. Strong body language, and everyone trusts the decision. I think that's really key in this scenario.
Yeah, absolutely, mate. Spot on. And I think, overall the referee's done pretty well. They've got the big decision right. Whether or not they went back and cautioned, that's a good coaching point, a good learning point. But I think, overall the referee team's done a great job. A lot in that clip, which is probably why we had some good engagement during the week. But yeah, so looking forward to some more like this, I think, moving forward.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, thanks for joining us, Greeny, today. Thanks for the viewers for all your engagement. I think it's fantastic, and this is why we created Next Level Refs to really come forward with this type of coaching and our feedback. Keep them coming. Keep the clips. That was emailed to us, that clip, for us to discuss. So keep them coming on our email and our socials, and we look forward to many more of this stuff in the future. So thanks again, and take care, and until next time.